So, entering the light, like the religion would say that entry to heaven is difficult, and you have to do this, you have to do that, and but for in your view, coming back to the light, entering the light, is this something that's natural, easy, or is it something that's difficult, as sometimes religion tells you?
Yeah, it was very natural to me when I first, because I drowned, and it was very violent death because it was in a storm and it was very violent. But before I went into the light, I found myself in a darkness. But the darkness was, I could see where it might be frightening for some people, but for me it wasn't. It was more of a curiosity to me, and it was warm and welcoming. And the transition from the dark to the light just seemed the most natural process in the world for me. It didn't feel like, it was almost like the darkness was like a staging area almost. I don't know how to express it. Because it allowed me, because I died a violent death. The drowning in 25 to 30 foot seas was an incredibly violent death. And I found myself in this darkness, and it was quiet, and it was comfortable. And it was devoid of that violence, devoid of that fury that my body was in. And it allowed my being to find a comfort before transiting into the light. And I didn't go through a tunnel. The light appeared in the distance, and I moved toward it. I don't know if I moved toward it, it moved toward me, but there was movement into the light. And it was the most natural thing in the world, most natural thing beyond this world.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't require any sort of rituals or any sort of, I didn't have to jump through any hoops or anything. It was just a matter of I was ready to go toward that light, and I went toward that light. I kind of beat myself up over that for a while after I came back, because while I was in the light, I didn't want to come back. And when I came back, I was like, I had a family here. I had a wife I left behind. And why wasn't I worried about that, you know? I really beat myself up when I came back for a while, for a couple of years actually, because it was like I felt like I should have wanted to return for them. Instead, I wanted to stay in the light because it seemed the most loving, most welcoming, most compassionate thing I'd ever experienced, and I had no thought of my family that I left behind. And that bothered me. It bothered me for quite a while. But the transition into the light, no, you don't, there's no, I didn't experience any kind of difficulty at all. It was very easy, very smooth. And I like to say, dying is easy. It's returning to life that's hard, you know, because it was incredibly smooth. It was an easy ride. In fact, that's what the first few times I ever relayed my experience, I used to say, boy, it was an easy ride into the light, because it was no effort.